Assalamu alaikum. I'm Malik Hodge, an ninja warrior of the Midwest and a messenger of the covenant, representing the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals, the self-taught one, Masfuman. It's giving us the Injil, the gospel revelations with the Injil key that gives us the understanding of the unsealed scriptures. This is Up Late Update with Malik Hodge. On this Friday, August 19th, 2022. This is where we take events, where we take events and give you the understanding from the unsealed scriptures and take each topic and let you know how it fits with today's time. So let us get started. Let's get right into it. My head's getting cut off or something there. There we go. Now, Louisiana officials stall New Orleans flood funds over abortion a Louisiana commission is withholding approval of New Orleans flood control funds over city officials. Opposition to the state abortion ban, the Louisiana State Bond Commission has twice voted to delay approval of a future $39 million line of credit for a power station to run New Orleans damaged pumps that would protect the city's 384,000 residents from flooding and have been described as critical for the city's ability to adapt to climate changes. Both votes, each taken at times when New Orleans was under an actual flood advisory, have been at the urging of Republican attorney George Jeff Landry, who is enraged by city officials' response to the near total abortion ban. This is them coming right out to the rest of the citizens of the state saying, we don't care what your laws, what your laws is, Landry said. As yesterday's commission meeting, Louisiana abortion ban does not include exemption for rape or incest and has forced closure of abortion clinics throughout the states, including in New Orleans. City officials have made their opposition clear, with the city council passing a resolution this summer asking police, sheriff depart, sheriff deputies, and prosecutors not to enforce the ban. In response to the resolution, which has support from the New Orleans mayor, LaToya Cantrell, the sheriff said she would not accept inmates accused of violating the ban at the jail. And the district attorney, she said she would not prosecute abortion providers or patients. So, Louisiana, New Orleans, this is do you hear what's actually taking place? They're holding for abortion. Listen to this. So since babies are not able to be killed, and then they're acting like they're fighting for if you listen, they sound like you can people that got raped and people that incest can't get a abortion. How many people down there getting raped? How many people having incest to the point that the abortion is about incest and rape? This is sick. They pushing that they want abortion so bad that they willing to keep the city from repairing its critically damaged, outdated flood system that will keep them from danger in the case of flood. And they're already up under sea level. This is just showing the mind state that these people have lost their minds. Lost their minds. They didn't share with the. It's been voted in, so voting and that don't make no difference. This is what kind of system that, brothers and sisters, you have to pay attention. This is what's taking place. Oh, we ain't gonna carry it out. We not gonna. I mean, this is what the DA, the district attorney, the sheriff's department, the sheriff said, "Well, I'm not gonna take them to jail." So they gonna over out. I mean, they say that they vote in laws, and once the laws is in, they gotta follow. There you go, brothers and sisters. You gotta pay attention. They don't have to follow nothing. They do what they want to do. This is a prime example. And then hold up $39 million and keep 384,000. Hold up, 380. Let me make sure I'm getting that number right. There's gonna be nothing wrong around here. Uh, 300. It's gotta be right. 384, like I said, 384,000 people. The people of the city is being compromised. Their safety is being compromised over some people talking about they gonna push abortion in a state where they have banned it. It's been banned in this city. They like, well, we want it like we want it. We don't care what the law is. That's what they saying. We are the law. They above the law. Brothers and sisters, hey, you have to really pay attention to what's taking place, because this, when we say that the pressure is causing them to lose their mind, this is a perfect scenario, because these people are losing their mind. They didn't ask the police, the leave people alone. Don't. They didn't came out and said they don't care what the law. Let us move on, brothers and sisters. That's amazing. That's something. That's what they do. You get in these we they let you, we the police. We policing y'all. We make the laws. Then let's move on. All right. Monsoon helps trigger a haboom over desert. Southeast flooding concerns stretch into weekend. Phoenix, a record-setting monsoon season, met more than just rain falling from the clouds over southern Arizona. Friday, a wall of dust known as a I just said it. Yeah. Haboob. Haboob. Move across the landscape, dropping visibility and forcing people inside. The nation weather service issued a dust advisory south of Phoenix because of the poor visibility created by the haboob. That's the haboob. A haboob is simply a wall of dust created by winds from under a thunderstorm, a heavy rain, has a cell downdraft hits the ground, air rushes outward in all directions, forcing tiny particles into the air. So, a monsoon weather in the southeastern part of Phoenix called this haboob. And just another thing that you're seeing, some that I haven't seen. However, the visibility, the dirt cloud cause the bad visibility, which probably caused cars and everything to pull over. It forced people indoors. So it had to be pretty. Had to be pretty bad. And they said that that they said that they was expecting this for the rest of the weekend. These monsoon rains, and said Phoenix have it, like this is just another weather pattern that we're seeing. Strange weather patterns hitting real hard. Causing these different scenarios. We're going to continue with another weather report. Weather warming, excuse me. Weather warning lifted from Corsica after violent storms left 5 dead. See, we're going from one part of the world, America, back over to Europe. Paris, France, weather forecaster lifted a major storm warning for Corsica on Friday, a day after hurricane-strength winds and rain ripped across the Mediterranean island, killing 5 people. Hail, heavy rain, and what's that? Winds weaken. Um, winds peaking at 225 kilometers per hour, 140 miles per hour winds swept the island on Thursday morning, smashing boats and cars, uprooting trees, and damaged houses. The storm hit Corsica as parts of the mainland France, which have been hit by series of heat waves, wildfires, and severe drought over the past weeks. Also saw more rain in just a few hours than in recent months combined. It's such a paradox, Simeon told Francino. For weeks, we have been living in fear of fires. And this rain, which was supposed to be a benefit, turned into a deadly windstorm. So, as you see, all the way across the globe, the drought, rain, fires, and like the man said, they was anticipating this rain because they've been having fires. Fires has just been jumping up. I mean, sparked by extreme droughts, and they were anticipating this rain because they needed rain, but the rain came with deadly winds, 140 miles per hour winds. They said it was hurricane-like winds. And I've been in a hurricane before. It ripping out trees by the roots, tearing houses up, tearing up cars. Just destructive. And it dumped more rain than they'd seen in months in a few hours. So the way the water is being used and the way the drought and the ground, that's due to Phoenix is doing the same thing. Phoenix, where it caused major flooding, it caused major flooding in Las Vegas because of the droughts. The droughts all over the planet, all over the world. Major flooding in Texas. So, looking at the weather all over, the parts of the world, flooding. everything is tracking unprecedented events, unprecedented things that every time I'm looking at um articles, reports, there's everything everyone is speaking is this is an unprecedented. It's unprecedented. We broke a new record for this. We never seen this. We um never seen. That's unprecedented in the area. That this is unprecedented time. A time like no other that we're living in. So um just looking at the weather and see what's taking place just lets us know where where we at in time. This is unprecedented time, unprecedented weather happening. What's causing the weather? This high pressure and this low pressure mixing together, causing major storms. Whole what did it say that? What happened to that? Let's see, because of cloud. Some kind of way I didn't get that. Let me see. It said the cloud stopped. Oh, that's another report that we did, that the cloud stopped on the outskirts of the town, and the wind start rotating counterclockwise, causing a vac. Ooh, man, what is this weather is packing a punch on the world. Droughts all over the world, through Africa, Asia, Europe, America. So just something to look at, understand. These reports are on weather. Is so many things happening that you run out of time trying to read all the weather patterns that are taking place. The little storms here, clouds stopping. When the clouds stop and the cold air start reversing, I mean, and counterclockwise to pull a draft. That's a monsoon for you. So let us move on to our next topic. Let me look at our time. I'm gonna get me some better glasses. Okay, everything's looking well. All right, that's perfect. This next, all right, I'm gonna do it. I feel like I got enough time to. Oh, I'll do this. The Iran nuclear deal, and looking at the deal, we're gonna read. All right, I'm gonna go through, give you their understanding. And then, I mean, we got it. We just gonna pay attention. We're gonna go through it. Severe, excuse me. Iran nuclear deal. Environment. Excuse me. Iran's nuclear deal imminent, with crippling sanctions removed. A European proposal to revive the nuclear agreement between Western countries and Iran is imminent and includes the release of billions of dollars in frozen Iranian funds and oil experts in return for the scaling back of its nuclear program. The new deal will be carried out in 4 phases over 2 60-day periods. Sources: with knowledge of the proposed agreement, told Al Jazeera Arabic, Iran recently vocal optimism about an agreement on the renewed version of the 2015 nuclear deal with the United States and other foreign powers, formerly called the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Iran renegotiations team advisor Mohammed Morandi said early this week, "We're closer than we've been before to securing a deal, and the remaining issues are not very difficult to resolve." The European Union's final test proposal for the accord, submitted last week, was approved by the U.S., which says it is ready to quickly seal the agreement. Iran accepts it, according to sources with knowledge of the matter. The proposal stipulates on the day after the agreement is signed, sanctions on 17 Iranian banks as well as 50 economic institutions will be lifted. It also says Tehran will immediately begin to reverse the steps it took to advance the nuclear technology, which is now beyond the scope of what the United Nations nuclear watchdog, the International Atomic Energy Agency, and the (2015) deals or original signatories say it's acceptable. Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium is now at 60% enriched, its highest ever, and a jump from the 3.67% limit set out by the 2015 deal. Enrichment at 90% is needed to build a nuclear bomb. Obstacles to overcome one of the main sticking points to revive the deal appears to be a safeguard inquiry into Iran's nuclear program by the IAEA, which Tehran once closed for good before the JCPOA is restored. Now that's one of them. Now they have three major obstacles. The nuclear watchdog has demanded more cooperation on traces of man-made nuclear particles found at several Iranian sites years ago, saying that is the only way the inquiry could be terminated. Another factor is the U.S. designating of Iran's elite military force, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, as a foreign terrorist on terrorist organization. The U.S. appears reluctant to meet Tehran demands to remove the IRGC from the blacklist to seal the deal. U.S. Secretary of State Blinken has suggested the IRGC terror disin, disin, destination fails outside the purview of the nuclear deal and therefore requires separate concessions from Iran. Right-wing U.S. politicians and Israel, the arch rival Iran, have warned Washington against lifting sanctions on the IRGC. Israel Prime Minister Yair Lapid spoke to German Chancellor Olaf Scholz on Thursday, pressing Israel's position that efforts to revive a nuclear deal with Iran should end. Tehran, meanwhile, has said it will never shelf plans for revenge after the killing of the Revolutionary Guard's top general, Qasem Soleimani. Soleimani, who headed the elite Quds Force, the foreign operations arm of the IRGC, was killed in an American drone strike in Iraq capital Baghdad in January 2020. So this JCPOA. the obstacles remain the same. However, they're saying that Iran is um, that the deal looks like it's moving. Um, this is the best it's looked, or the best engagement that they have over the months, and they say that it looks like they're getting somewhere with Iran, and the U.S. have approved the deal that was given to Iran, uh, set on um, out to see if Iran is going to sign it. And we still see that the obstacles, the sticky, what they call them, the obstacles, to be overcome, or they remain the same basic three obstacles that had kept Iran from signing and kept, which is holding up. And oh, I didn't. The one thing is the IRGC, the Iran's Revolutionary Guards, they want to take them off the terror organization. So if your military is on a terror organization, how you gonna how would you, it doesn't make sense. Your military, your is on the terrorist list. And then another thing that keeps coming up is ensuring the deal. What is going? They can't get a insurance, that they can't get any insurance that in writing that the next in the event in the next election, when uh, in the event of another president coming in, they can't give any security, that that president won't come right in and take them out of the JCPOA. They won't give them no insurance, insurity, and no, they won't write up nothing for them, nothing for Iran to be secured in this deal. So if they get rid of they sign this and get rid or reverse their methods with their nuclear process, America has made no agreements on that, um, in ensuring them that they're going to stick, or that the deal can't be changed or walked out of. So it's like, still the best example is going to work, and they telling you need to work 80 hours this week. But I can't guarantee you that I'm going to be able to pay you for 80 hours, but I need you to work 80 hours. I might be able to pay you for 10 or 15 of those hours, but I need you to work that 80 hours. I mean, what sense does that make? It doesn't make any sense. That's what kind of sense it makes. However, that's what it is. Um, After all the linking, as you hear, um, in the reports, it says, keeps speaking about sources. We heard this from these sources. The sources in the knowing gave us this information. So in the end, the sources gave them the same three the same three what's the name of them? I like to get that right there. The same three obstacles to overcome. They're the same three obstacles. So with all that, they're still at the same point. They still won't. Iran still wants and had. I know they're not going to sign it with no. They're not going to sign it from what the Angel Key shares. However, why would you sign something that they can't guarantee? They can. They won't. They it ain't. They can't. They won't give a guarantee. They're not moving from what they want. They're not. You have to either come in or they. It's a threat. Either you gonna come in or we going to war. Then you gonna come in like this. That's what they're saying. We not guarantee you nothing. We can't guarantee you nothing. If the next president come in and get throw it out the window, then there it is. Then they saying that, well, if America does it, they're going to be penalized. What is a penalty when it's out? I mean, you didn't got rid of all your uranium, enriched uranium, and now you at square one. They talking about they done been penalized. Well, it wouldn't matter. It's not gonna make no difference when you don't have the bomb like they have. But just and looking at it, it's the they make it sound good, make it sound like um, that they're giving the best analogy that they see from this, and um, I don't see it like that. From the angel perspective, though, we're at the abomination of desolation, and this time, this JCPOA is sure that they're not going back up under the JCPOA. And when they don't sign this agreement, then they're going to go to war. And as you see, False Israel also shared that this JCPOA need to stop, that the European Union and America needs to stop trying to get back into this. So they want war, and any day we're going to see war. The war in the Middle East is going to break out because Iran is not going to sign this JCPOA. This what the Injil, the unsealed scriptures shared, and that's what we're gonna stick with, and we'll see. We will see any day the abomination of desolation, which is the shot Michael and his angels, Master Farah Muhammad, and Iran and Syria, that will spark the war in the Middle East. They will go to war with the dragon and his angels, the House of Saud, Britain and America, and false Israel. And the House of Saud is going to be taken out. False American and Britain, Iran is going to kick them out the Middle East. They're going to be kicked out the Middle East, and false Israel is going to be seized and destroyed. That's the abomination of desolation, the shock of the hour. This shock of the hour is going to cause people around the world to, some people going to be, heads is going to explode, hearts is going to explode from the pressure, from the finding out the truth, from seeing the truth unfold in their eyes, and it's not what they thought they were about to see. Thinking that the rapture is coming. Yeah, it's gonna rapture, all right. False Israel going down, that's going to shock their mind because they've lied and took our identity and been set over in the Middle East by America and Britain. Now America is being judged, and false Israel has been taking out all those lies and deceit, and everyone looking at false Israel is going to see that, oh, for sure that false Israel is not the true seed of Abraham, and they will find out, which is going to be the shock, is the black man and woman of America is the true seed of Abraham, which is going to cause them to lose their mind and try to remove us from the planet Earth. They're going to try to kill us flat out. So, brothers and sisters, we have to be mindful, and this is a period in time, event, to make sure that you're aware. This will can be the event that will resin in your mind that everything that we say is the truth, and if you don't take it, then you just don't take it. No one's trying to convince you, but this, seeing this event should be enough to convince you. With the other visual event that you see is the Passover, the plague that has already passed as well. So I'm going to bring this segment to a close. Let me check our time. Yes, we're pushing right up on it. Bring this segment of update with Malik Kaj to a close. And we'll be here again tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern, and 9 o'clock Pacific. With that, I'd like to greet you in the greeting words of peace, of Assalamu alaikum.